A holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and subtle energetic surgeon. I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a merging of them all into one insight, offering to guide you, assist you on your journey. My intention is to change lives by igniting passions of each individual to awaken their inner spiritual energy. I am eager to show people the beauty that resides within, and I will guide them on this journey by clearing their minds for them to know their gift, their purpose, their personal medicine, the magical being that resides within. There are many options to choose from. You may opt to go on a monthly membership subscription, or you may opt in for a monthly mentorship subscription. Enroll in the Shamanic Healing Academy, become a member, or be mentored by yours truly, Tonya D. For more information, visit my website at www.tonyad.com. Looking forward to being a part of your spiritual journey.
Ashe, ashe, inshallah. Blessings to you, my energetic beings, as always, and welcome to a fantastic freaking Friday. And it's not just a freaking Friday, it's Friday the 13th, so it's magical and it's mystical and it's added to the sauce. But while we're waiting for people to hop on to the live stream, join the show, listen to the replay, take a pause and take a breath. We're kind of tidying up all those loose ends in the season of Capricorn. The elements are getting ready for the Chinese New Year, so there's lots of cosmic insights happening and elementals twisting around. But our mind is at an octave of learning and understanding a new way of seeing into our future, a vision of our future, an inner knowing, the energy of our feelings, feeling the feels, the gut senses, feeling our sensations and our beliefs, which are often confusing due to they're not often ours. Other people try to push their beliefs upon us, and then we recognize that we never believed that at all, whatever it was. Then we're kind of in this quandary, questioning what we do believe. However, what we feel and believe are really guiding our intellect, our thoughts, communications, our mind to really kind of grasp and wrap itself around getting a hold of a new vision of what our life may become, a new structure, just allowing our entire essence, our beingness, to open up to these new ideas and concepts without the mind acting like Dory and finding Nemo and distracting us, taking us off on a total different tangent, maybe literally having a tangent. I think of my younger sister used to always have temper tantrums. That's what I was thinking of. So with so many other shiny objects to focus in on, what does our heart believe and feel about our future? Putting it in maybe some logical terms, some clarity, specific sentences, affirmations that are literally clear and specific just to who you are and for you, for our mind to kind of understand and staying focused and honing in on this vision of our future life. So our heart is dancing with our intuition, making this new vision of this future even more prominent in the pathway of our life to stream forward in. So it's about staying in our resonance field with what we feel, our emotional foundation, our emotional field. What are our feelings saying for us? What feels right for us in the moment? So kind of pay attention to your feeling sensations, tingles and coldness or whatever comes through. Cold chills usually, right? But welcome to today's Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host, and if you are new to my show, I am a practicing holistic shaman, medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, just merging all these wheels. But I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which again is a choreographing of it all. But my intention is to utilize the indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, which I find are a foundation, along with our essence, our original divine blueprint, to navigate or maybe discover our soul's harmonic, our personal seed sound through these elementals, imaginal into and through the shamanic portal, the gateway there, our eighth energetic center, the cosmos, the subtle realms, and really so much more, navigating all these fields with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals, usually the otherworldly kind, to really add to the sauce, the juice of our main stage juicy ingredients within our personal vessel, our container, our personal medicine, whatever our prime directive is, our soul gift and purpose, possibly assisting you in discovering or navigating your personal medicine, your inner genius, the star ultimately that I believe we all are, walking our spiritual walk of fame, if you will, spirit induced, maybe reintroducing you even to that essence, the magical being that I believe resides within each and every one of us, sacred sauce, so that we elevate, we excel, we shine brighter. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channels, please do, YouTube or otherwise. You can find me at Tonya D on YouTube, where you're probably streaming this right now, and Musing with Tonya D, my podcast, and of course websites. But the moon, the sacral, our front side, back side, our inner and outer rims, the wills, along with our soul's harmonic, which is the signs and the symbols, the cues from spirit, just an idea, and our idea center, the knowing center, our solar plexus, our administrative channel, if you will, are all merged with our command center, the power pathway, which is in our hands when they heat up. If you're not sure what I'm even talking about, Change Your Stars is an online offering where I cover all of these and actually so much more. But I also like to give an acknowledgement and to the village, my new friends and guests to the show, the community growing, new subscribers, ashe and blessings. I appreciate that so much. Gratitude is an attitude, right? An attitude of gratitude. And those of you, of course, that have been a part of my journey since the beginning, I see you and acknowledge you as well. And also those of you that do tune into the show later. Face, red heart shape. Oh, that's awesome. So if you don't mind hitting the bell button, that's hilarious what it's saying versus it's an emoji. That just clued in. That's hilarious. If you don't mind hitting the button so you're notified, along with the white button, and remember a comment if you feel like you are in need of a message to get you on your way. And just sharing is another way of paying it forward, and a gratitude blessing as well. You can also, of course, find me on other social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I think that's all. Just remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant to really get us out of our own way, including myself. Sometimes I do get in my way, my own magical way. And the daily snippet, what is that about? The daily snippet is all about cosmic insights, the planets, how they're doing their cosmic dance, the elementals, the 4 pillars in Chinese medicine, the elemental pathway and foundation, along with the subtle energy centers, also called the chakras, the channels, the meridians, the pathways, and even our auric field, our energetic fields, which is actually needing some cosmic dusting. I would call that a radical energetic cleanse, if you will, a radical ritual on our auric field, along with a message for our day. And we're in the season of Capricorn, so this is like the commander in chief. It's the center for managing kind of the system. It's the power pathway. So we are in charge of commanding these forces in our own essence. And we're deciding with, or leading with our feelings and taking that out into the world, really feeling our feelings. So we chose to commit to, probably before we landed into planet Earth, by the way. But the blend today of our feelings, our core feelings, our inner feelings on the wheels, feelings bring all kinds of magical sensations that we often don't pay attention to. So it's like, where are my feelers? The sacral is online for the rest of the season of Capricorn, along with some of the other ingredients entering out onto the cosmic stage. However, yesterday was literally the topsy-turvettes of feelings. And today we have the signs, the symbols merging or added to the cosmic soup of these ingredients with our inner knowingness, our clair knowing. The energies outside of us are merging with what we feel inside of us. So this is like the inward to outward kind of journey, or the outward to inward kind of journey. But being that we are in tune, or we're manifesting, we're going to for our true manifestations, our mind is in this thinking awareness, which is activated by what we are creating out to the collective for the world, or upcycling to a new innovative new earth, a new way of being, a new way of building and structuring. So our heart is really seeking out where it authentically belongs. And we're in the season of authenticity. The 3 in the Dagara is authenticity. It's transformation, it's shift, it's change, it's nature, it's birthing. So feeling our feelings until we've reached home, if you will, where we belong, where we identify, and our heart is feeling it. So with our heart and our intuition doing the dance, our mind is for the greater good. It's working for the good and the gooders. It's the perfect blend, if you will. It's the bowl of perfection in our own mind's eye. But our heart's activated, having these divine communications. So that's channeling spirit. It's prophetic insights. It's communication. So it brings to mind for me automatic writing. It's angelic or light language, sigils in my case. I kind of like sigils. So this may bring about a magical sense of an outer knowing when it comes to you and the world, God, universe, whatever you want to call that, source. So share what's on your heart today with others, and the shine is shining on. It's those absolute rays of light. So spread this effervescent rainbow, if you will. And being that our mind is really kind of at this hyper gates of activity, you may need to sit on your hands to really hold the focus and tune in, due to the possibility of having scattered thoughts or your attention span is all over the place. So the best way to really go around that is to ground an overactive mind, is to exercise options like movement, walking, striking a yoga pose, meditation, hold sigils in your hands even. This will all assist in bringing the mind to ground zero, the zone of neutrality, to really hone in and focus on your agenda, personal agenda, by the way. So it's an amazing day to journal, take notes as we explore a new picture, a new perspective, just framing our life into our own idea of what our future life looks like. I would probably map that out. You may have washed away an old paradigm of your leadership skills, capabilities, strategies, even an old way of managing yourself or a view of your future yesterday. But today we're literally skipping stones with our mind and our thoughts. We're seeking a new pathway, a new direction to replace the old stalemate, things that were holding us back, with a new higher elevated octave, a new vision that truly authentically resonates with what we feel, and it's aligned with what we believe to be true, authentically true. So when these two come together, you're going to know it. You're going to know you are on the correct highway through a feeling. So it really is a fantastic day to make an actual plan. Seriously, write it down, take it, talk it out with yourself. It's like, hello, or with another person. I usually talk to myself, just bouncing off ideas and concepts. So the plan should have an outline of your intentions for the future that you're navigating towards, having steps, simple steps, usually just working out the details with a fine-tooth comb, the structure of the information as you go through. As you do this, you go through the process, and you're going to notice that you are working through a variety of ideas more formally, kind of laying them on the table, if you will, like adding the final touches to a painting if you're an artist. Then you're going to expose the aspects that need the time and the space and the attention, while at the same time create an affirmation and affirm what is on solid ground for you, a firm foundation to really stand upon. No topsy-turvettes there. So bouncing off ideas with somebody else is also a great way to work through them. So with that, I am fantastic, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate that. But as far as the messages here, we've got hitting the bullseye, mapping out our mind with our goals, and climbing the mountain, achieving. So that's kind of like we're restructuring all this. So that's kind of why I went with that for the imagery for the messages of the day. But a few announcements. We do have the Season of the Witch. I have Terry Tucker, the 4 Truths to the Uncommon Extraordinary Life. I forgot the extraordinary yesterday, or I think I did. But that's on the highway, tonyd.tv/podcast, or just browse the corridor there. Or if you've subscribed to the Musing News, that landed in your inbox. Just remember, new episodes are going to be arriving weekly this season. Lots of fantastic interviews. And the Rising of the Origins, this is my live, free 5-day immersion, streaming with a portal of goodies. It actually starts next weekend, including a meditation for our inner smile. So we start smiling on the inside to the outside. And as a bonus for the Chinese Yin Water Rabbit New Year, you're possibly seeing some mini snippets for the Chinese animals. If not, be sure to cascade into those. Register today. A space is limited for the live show. And of course, I do have the Shamanic Healing Academy. This is awesome for mystics, mages, intuitives, medicine people. It's a village, and we sometimes need an off-grid nomadic village. I'm feeling like I need to do a sweat lodge myself. And the Elemental Highway. This gives insights into the elemental foundation of the day, the 4 pillars that we all arrived on planet Earth with, the elementals. It's a great tool that we all can utilize for ourselves to map out our personal elements and balance those out. And also those that practice energy healing, energy medicine. If you're a practitioner or artist of energy healing, that's kind of what I go with. or part of the Evening of Elemental Energy, one of my offerings, where light and sound and vibration, I do believe energy is the medicine of the future. So just adding that to your practice through the realm of the elementals, it really is a great tool to assist in navigating that. It's feng shui for the body. That's kind of how I work with the elementals as well. When I work with light and sound, just reading the language of the body and utilizing them as the choreography, if you will, balancing them. Anti-aging as well. It's kind of fascinating. But pathways, meridians, nature, it's all a part of this grand ecosystem, the design. I've thought about choreographing an entire offering just around the elementals. Just musing out loud there. But today on the Elemental Highway, now that you've seen your options, we've got a Yin Metal Goat of a day, the greatest of all time. I love goat days. Are you loving the animal insights that I'm posting for the Chinese New Year? That was kind of fun to splash pad those out there. But be sure to subscribe, follow, and you will see them. But being that we have the greatest of all time, the goat, this does remind me of an experience with Malidoma. So awesome. Memoirs of an Elder, by the way. But the spirit of the day is refined. It's yin metal, so it's appreciating the luxuries of life, the tendency to analyze situations, people, and all those little fine details, analyzing everything, highly or overly focused on goals and achieving them. So it really does go with the cosmic highway as well. But the goat and the ox actually clash, but not in the same way as the other animals of the four pillars do. They're opposing directions, the southwest and the northeast. I have to think about my house where I'm sitting. So these are elements they're releasing, but it's all yin. It's inner world aspects in our body. So our day is supported, but it's also supported in a restricted kind of a way, like a tit for tat kind of a thing, like going to the bank and getting a loan. So they're still kind of holding the reins on you. Or if you do go to college, I'll do this for you if you do that for me, kind of a thing. However, our day it's producing, it has creativity, it's got the skills to perform. Water characteristics like peace and clarity, communication, being in the flow, the yin and the yang of it. So it is the flow of the waters, possibly some reconciliation. And again, we finish at the tiger. So all this energy is flowing away from our day. The ox and the goat are giving guidance and nurturing our creativity to get us in the flow. And the tiger, which is being kind of pruned by our day, the yin metal prunes. It's a tool to prune our day. It doesn't need to be forged. Pruning the tiger, that's one that creates the abundance and the wealth by the fine details. So the power that's aligned, it's not an aggressive power. It's a idea, vision kind of power. I would say the power of kindness. Overly structured, it's not overly structured or controlling. And the resource there is positive. It's an optimistic energy. That's what the tiger brings to the day. Optimism. It's not earth. It's nature. It's nature. It's great. But to earth, the goat and the ox, this is giving tiger kind of footing. The tiger is warm-hearted. It's a warm-hearted element. The fire inside hidden is warming. So the bridge actually today would be adding more metal. Ideas, storytelling, community, stones, getting to the ancient wisdom in our bones, just surrounding ourselves with friends or co-workers who usually end up as friends anyway, right? But metal, maybe your body needs some minerals, just some things to muse about there. Okay, so for the messages, we're actually going with what's called the Creator, Sacred Creator, and your options again. So you could just say bullseye, goals, or achieving, whatever one you play in with there. But the Creator, I'm going with the Sacred Creator as far as the messages today, because our mind is online. So it's channeling, it's automatic writing, it's the solar plexus, the sacral, just tuning into our lower energy centers, merging with our soul's harmonic and the power pathway. So first up, if you chose, I'm going to go with the goals first. So if you chose the goals there, mapping out your mind of the goals, we have a collaboration of souls, which I titled the show in a way. The 6, not sure you can see the numbers there on the very bottom, but the 6, this is the energy of what we are able to open up to and accept. It's like, are we in receivership? So Venus is in the season of Aquarius at the otherworldly degree. So you may feel the new love, an octave bump, a double whammy. What does your heart believe you can open up to receive? And when you believe it, you receive it. You are law of attracting it. And we're doing this all the time. But Venus is on my part of fortune, opposing my natal Venus. So there's some curiosity happening there. So just opening up to receive, a new way of receiving, different ways of creating. Kind of off on a tangent a little bit there. But the collaboration of souls. This would be sacred partnerships, lovers, a collaboration of like-minded and like-hearted people. Supporting us in our network, society, community, finding our people, our tribe, our village, mutual benefactors, love, connection, those kinds of things, unity. So our greatest asset kind of is this soul connection that we make with others, those that we make and cultivate at this time. They're going to bring fruitful change and further promote and strengthen, bringing that into our lives. It's a sacred community. So the question would be like, what sacred unions are you pursuing? Long-term commitments, maybe some strategic partners that are based on trust, love, respect, peace, and are in alignment with our inner values. So it's time to actively call that in, a collaboration of partners, calling that into our life, whether it's a mentor, a client, a friend, being a student, a teacher, a lover, whatever, whomever, like who do we intend to dance with? So we have a choice. And this choice is this mutual beneficial union that we're going to be merging the two or more connected, interconnected souls with, who are veritable kindred spirits. They're in alignment. By clearly defining who we are, what we desire, what we actually need, that's going to help them also recognize who we are as we set out to find one another on these pathways. So know what you want and what you do not want. Seek an open, honest exchange with others. Be authentic. So when our actions are truthful, this reflection of the relationship, we then expect to find the perfect people that just magically show up at exactly the correct time, unexpectedly usually. So we kind of need to ask ourselves if we are surrounding ourselves with people who are enabling a negative thinking, with whom do we share positive interactions with, or what conversations are elevating us, who raises us up and boosts our energy, or what habits are anchoring negative states of interaction or awareness. So is there a type of relationship you'd like to call into your life? Possibly a lover, a mentor, a partner, or a teacher, even a student if you want to be a student. Like, where can you actively seek this relationship? Where is it at? And just be mindful of our collaboration of souls, kind of tuning into that. Like, who's your village? Who is your tribe? Are you positive or are you a negative human yourself? Because you're going to attract more of the same. Okay. Following, if you chose, I'm going to go with the little bullseye for the next one. Ah, geez, this is kind of curious. If you chose the bullseye, we have move beyond intention to belief. I don't know if you can see this number as well, but the 5. So this is the energy of the day, setting boundaries on our thoughts. Our thoughts need boundaries. Negative thinking really needs a boundary. So our mind is at the Aries degree in the season of structure, and Mars is at the structure degree in the season of the mind. This again is kind of the topsy-turvettes, but moving beyond intentions to belief. So the essential meaning here is the importance of traditions and those beliefs, and working with a group, collaborating, bringing our light to a conventional workplace where we work together, finding joy in a structured environment, even shining our truth, our light into the world, assisting others, and finding the key, opening the door to our spiritual north and leaning in to be our own guru instead. So we all know that we are spiritual beings and we have our own light working charisma in spades. We all have this. We have the glow of a leader. We have the ability to bring people together under a common unity and umbrella for a unified goal, utilizing our powerful voice and our message to inspire. That's what my intention is, inspiring people. So we show them the way by walking our own talk and seeking to serve and move from intention to a place of questionable beliefs. So we're kind of being asked to untether, unwind our faith in a way so that it can kind of multiply and flourish. And remember that there is no need to follow anyone else without first checking in with your own ancient wisdom within your own heart space. So it's like, are we holding on to old ways of thinking without questioning them? I like to question everything and stay curious. Or what beliefs are we growing into? So it's about allowing spirit to show us how to believe and how to really believe, because that is how our intentional, miraculous, spectacular life thrives. we begin thriving instead of surviving. So choose your beliefs. I would write them down. Know that they will guide you through any hardship that you may face. Make them yours. Say them out loud. Hear the conviction in your voice, honoring your word, and stating your future out for the universe to hear. And when we do that, we then unlock a beautiful symphony of success, our own personal orchestra. So you want to ask yourself, is an old belief keeping you locked in the status quo? It may not always click, and it may not always be easy. Usually it's not. But how can we make sure it always feels uplifting and inspiring? Like, what can we do differently? How can we navigate an old paradigm with new ways of thinking and topsy-turvetish? How can we navigate a new paradigm out into the unknown with old traditions that we're hanging on to with that backpack? Or what needs to happen so the past and the future are literally aligned and merged in a graceful way? How can we stretch our perspectives, our views, in order to honor others' beliefs at the same time? There's kind of some turveted stuff happening there, but how can we find a satisfying middle ground and just really asking ourselves, how solid is our faith? So my other mantra for the season is, I do expect miracles. That's the star note that I'm holding for the season of January based on a little ritual I did. Okay, so off to our final message. If you chose the achieving, going up the mountaintop there, we've got the success in transformation. What does this look like? It's at the 13. That's an Aquarius energy, double time, frequency, energy, vibration. It's the law of attraction. It's believing in our heart. Where do we belong and where do we not belong? What are we attracting? Venus is at this 13th degree. So that will, in essence, show us or you where your vibration is currently threading. So we attract, right? What we do and what we don't want. It's all vibration. But the success and transformation, this kind of feels hopeful. It's the end of one thing, the beginning of another, the topsy-turvets again. It's a rebirth. Ongoing growth, continuous improvement, transformation, change. The energy of the season of the witches, the season of this year is going to be all that. You're going to change in a variety of ways. But maybe we're holding on to the past. Maybe we're not letting go of an out-modeled dream, if you will. Maybe we're giving up after the first test of difficulty, the challenge there, the forces of adversity. It's time to reframe our failures as a learning mode. There's no such thing as a mistake, or a major phase in our life is coming to a close and a new beginning, a new door is opening or coming into view. Again, it's the natural cycle of death and birth with both positive, brings in the positive closure to a long-awaited cycle of things completing. Endings are inevitable, so often we need to allow them to just happen organically, naturally, radically reframing any of those imperfections or unsuccessful attempts that have led us to the place we're at. There's no such thing. There's always magic on this other side. That's kind of how the universe works, but it's okay to make the mistakes along our journey, along our way. So just accept them as those invaluable lessons that have shown up to show us how to become more resilient, more accurate with each successive try. I call them energetic hiccups. Just lean in with a growth mindset. Yep, another freaking growing opportunity. Those are triggers. And begin to identify which ingredients we're missing, which we do miss them. Then get ready to make some galactic superstar upgrades, because continuous self-improvement is literally the key to transformation. Change feels scary. Endings of relationships, endings of careers. There's a death and a rebirth all the time. So it's like one evolution leads to the next. And we're never done learning about who we authentically are or about who we are becoming. And because of that, it's never too late to start. We're always in this merging. You're not too late to make it. So let go of those old ideas, the old ways of being. Be reborn into the extraordinary new opportunities. Be extraordinary. So it really is a message to rise like the phoenix. So I would ask yourself, what is ending? What is beginning? How can you honor these two states of transition and awareness? Do you tend to rejoice in the new, or do you lament in the past? So every great success story includes moments of rejection, mistakes, before that wildly incredible step is taken up that ladder. That's why I chose that. So how have you transformed and transformed again in order to be ready for your big galactic moment? And how are you welcoming continuous improvement into your life? And what one thing can you do differently that would be a dramatic improvement over the last time? I think we're all kind of going through that. I hope you're all listening. It's Friday the 13th, and the tides of the messages, Venus is at 13. So we do have some magic stuff happening here in the unseen as well. It's a great day for journaling, holding your own personal seed sound, your unique essence, just feeling into each fact while working through logic and analyzing your future plans to determine what you believe about it for yourself. It's a goal, it's a paradigm shift to logically plan out your magical path, a direction to follow, to flow, to write down a strategy into your future, and just thinking your way through it. So we don't have to finalize any automatic writing. We're kind of nipping and tucking today, journaling, bouncing off ideas from others or for ourselves in our own choreography. So we do have a little space and time for a few days. We're coming up with ideas and concepts that we can literally wrap our mind around. We're creating the foundation, the structure for the ability to move forward with what's in front of us. Be sure of what you feel. Be firm in your standing with what your heart does believe. Be authentic, especially with our solar plexus online. There's a clear knowing along with emotional empathy, the sacral, the ability to receive signs and symbols of all kinds, along with holding the power. Hopefully, it's the power of love. So I would affirm I am feeling into a new way of believing and inner knowing about my future path. And with that, register for the origins, the rising of the origins. It's going to be kind of animalistic, I think. So with that, I'll see you on the other side or on the other side of the weekend. Make it a fantastic freaking Friday the 13th. And I will see you on Monday. Ashe. Blessings to you as always. Always.
I don't think, I mean, truths are eternal. I think they're available to everyone, but it's just easier for me to call them my four truths because I think over these last 10 plus years that I've been battling cancer, I've come to understand them. I sort of call them the bedrock of my soul. They're just a good place to build a quality life off of. I'll give them to you. I have them on a Post-it note right here, and I see them multiple times during the day. So they constantly get reinforced in my mind. So the first one is control your mind, or your mind is going to control you. The second one is embrace the pain and the difficulty that we all experience in life and use that pain and difficulty to make you a stronger and more resilient individual. The third one is more what I kind of like to refer to as a legacy truth. And it's this: what you leave behind is what you weave